I don't know when it happened. Maybe one morning, maybe one night. But at some point, the chaos stopped screaming, and everything became strangely quiet, and it stayed that way. I used to be an overthinker. I lived in a hypothetical, never in the present. I knew every corner of compulsive thinking, lucid paranoia, and the constant suspicion toward myself. I was trapped in the illusion that understanding means control, and that control means safety. But there's no salvation in control, only exhaustion. I had immersed myself so deeply in everything I had to do that I stopped feeling anything at all. The voices went quiet. The doubting ones, the critical ones, the ones demanding answers. Silence. At first, I didn't even notice. I was too caught up in other things, in the checklists, the schedules, the unfinished tasks. But it wasn't frenzy, it was intention. Writing, going to the gym, replying to messages, working late, sipping cold coffee. I always thought of myself as a tortured person. Endless thoughts looping, existential questions waking me up at 3 a.m. The constant feeling of never doing enough. Then I started truly taking care of myself. I mean, truly. In the real, messy, everyday sense of protecting my energy. Of building a routine, piece by piece. A routine not to survive, but to better inhabit myself. I realized I love having things to do. Not to escape myself, but to return to me. I love routine because it's mine, because I fill the gaps with choices, not with distractions. I fell in love with having things to do. And so, what I was doing, while I was walking, while I was tidying my space, the voices in my head got smaller, as if they no longer had anyone to talk to. They used to be my constant inner dialogue. Are you enough? Are you doing the right thing? What will they think of you? For so long I believed they were me, that my identity was that confused constellation of repetitive thoughts. But no, those voices were just a reflection of my need to be understood, accepted, applauded. When you're always in other people's head, you forget to live in your own. You shape yourself into 1,000 versions just to please, not to disturb, to be right. But right for who? For what gaze? For what invisible judge? At some point, I decided I just don't care anymore. Like when you can afford to collapse. I don't care what someone thinks of me if they never truly asked for who I am. It's not my business. It's not mine to carry. What others think of me isn't real until it's said out loud. If someone has a problem with me, they have two options: keep it or communicate it. Everything left unspoken doesn't exist, except in the mind of the one who's holding onto it. And I've stopped listening to the unsaid, the implied, the maybes. I've chosen the silence that comes from fullness, not the one from emptiness. A silence made of presence, of selective mental occupation. If someone has a problem with me, they can say it. And if they don't, then it doesn't exist. And even when it's said, it doesn't always deserve a reply. Because I no longer live in interpretation. I've chosen radical simplicity. Yes means yes, no means no. I've chosen to believe that my worth isn't measured by others' thoughts, but by how I fill the space of my own time. Because this is what I've understood. Filling your time isn't an escape, it's a form of identity. I love having a routine, I love having things to do, I love waking up knowing every hour has its purpose. That I'm not leaving space for anxiety to take over because I'm already full of commitments, habits that make me feel good, ideas to bring to life. I fill my time with presence, and when you do that, other people's opinion becomes secondary. Actually, not even secondary, I mean non-existent. It's the refusal to live in the invisible courtroom of others' opinions and in the rhythm of simple things: waking up, moving, creating, eating, sleeping. A peace I had never known reveals itself. There's something deeply philosophical about building your own days, about deciding that every gesture has its own meaning, about understanding that you don't always need to feel inspired. You need to be present and choose every day who you want to be, even when no one's watching. Maybe that's what set me free. I no longer need to be seen to feel real. I don't need validation. I'm not seeking reflections. My existence is full even in silence, even in the void, even in the everyday repetition. And I know I might seem colder, more distant, less accessible. But it's not detachment, it's grounding. It's knowing where I end and others begin. It's not wanting to enter every discussion, every dynamic, every opinion. Other people's opinions aren't my business because I have realized what others think of me is not my concern, it's not my business. I can control it, I can change it, and most of all, it doesn't define me. It makes no sense to spend your life guessing what others think of you. It's a pointless, toxic, endless job. And the truth is, everyone is thinking about themselves. We fool ourselves into thinking we're the center of attention, but almost no one's really watching. The truth is, we've been taught to make ourselves likable, to seek harmony at any cost. But true harmony isn't about pleasing everyone, it's living in peace with what you know about yourself. I have been so busy that the voices went silent, and I don't miss them. I don't need them anymore because I've learned how to be fully here. With my thoughts, yes, but also with my limits, my effort, my discipline. With a new kindness toward myself that isn't permissive but real. And in all of this, I found something that feels like freedom.